Take-home folders are an essential part of my classroom organization. They help keep students' paperwork organized, they ensure that parents are informed of grades and work habits, and they streamline that communication with families. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through how I organize student work and the document sheet that I share with families. If you're new here, I'm Rachel Vincent, and I love sharing ways to help teachers simplify their classrooms and their teaching. First, let's talk about the type of folder I use. I will be completely honest, this year I tried something new, but it just did not work the way I wanted to. If you wanted to see why and some other things that were kind of a fail this year in my classroom, check out this video that's on your screen where I share my wins and fails. But I'm going back to Nikki folders. If you have never heard of Nikki folders, they are plastic folders that have clear covers on the front and back and then clear pockets on the inside. They are superior to all other folders. They last all year from wear and tear from students in book bags and things like that. There's always a couple of students that spill something in their book bag. They are easy to clean because it's all plastic. They are worth the investment. I'm very thankful that my school purchases them for us, for actually our entire school, but I also purchase a separate set on my own to use for other things in the classroom. I use it as our classwork folder because they are just that fantastic. It is an investment and you can buy in bulk, and so usually I buy 100 every 2 to 3 years because they will last me for a while depending on how often or how many different uses I come up with for them. And they come in a variety of colors. They are just, like I said, superior to all other folders. So because they have the clear front, I simply create a sheet that explains the whole, I call them Thursday folders because I send them home on Thursday. I've thought about doing it on Tuesday this year and call them Take Home Tuesday, Take Home folders. I don't know. I'm still working on that. Whatever day you want to use it, I create a sheet, put it in the front so it's easy to find the student's name, organize it by number. The parents know that they should be returning it each week. I send mine home weekly. Students have a separate folder that is for like their daily folder if they have like homework or things like that, but there's nothing that I try to send everything home on this day, anything important for school, unless it's a little more time sensitive, like I need to send it on that Tuesday before they go home on Thursday. But generally everything can wait until I send home Thursday folders. So my system for student paperwork. Students, I have one turn-in bin where students turn in their work that needs to be checked or graded, and then I will organize that each day and grade through it. I am a person that likes to grade a little bit each day because I don't want it to pile up and have to do a power grading session. I don't enjoy that. So I grade a little bit each day. I try to clean out my turn-in bin each day. Doesn't always happen. Sometimes it does catch up on me. But after I grade it, I mark it on my grade checklist. I created this back when we were doing a lot of digital work during 2020, 2021. I still use it today because although I have moved away from a lot of digital work, we still have some digital assignments. So it's easy for me to check off if they've turned it in before I need to actually grade it. So I put it all on paper and then I insert grades in once a week into our grading system so that I'm not having to constantly sign in, sign out because it times me out. So I rather have it all on paper. That also allows me to easily see students who are missing work so I can check in on them. So after I've graded the work and put it in on my grade checklist, I will put it in the back of my filing system until I'm ready to sit down and file all student papers. So I have used a large student mailbox system. It just took up a ton of room. So I moved to the Cred system for the last 6 years probably, and it works so much easier. I can move it if I need to go to a different room because for some reason they're having related arts in my room or what have you. It's easy to take it all with me, file the papers. This year, I think I'm going to try and invest in one of those accordion ones that I've seen on TikTok. It kind of smushes up so it will take up less room when I'm not using it. So I'm going to give that a go, see how it works. If not, I'll go back to this system because I like it's really easy. So I just label the folders by student numbers so I can easily reuse it year after year and not have to change names. I found this freebie on TBT. I will link it below with the student labels. At the beginning of the year, it takes me a little longer because I don't quite have student numbers memorized. But once I have those numbers memorized, I can knock it out really quickly. And then I will take all of their graded paper and put it into their folder. As I am stuffing their folders, I will fill out their weekly work habits. parents. This is a great way to sort of check in on student behavior, inform parents sort of if they're off task, if they're too busy talking. And what I like about it is, one, it's a great way to communicate with parents weekly instead of daily. I feel like as students get older, they don't necessarily need that daily behavior report as maybe younger students do. Now, there are circumstances where some students do need that, but overall, the majority of my students, it works really well with this. Most parents are checking in on this. They'll write notes of, hey, I talked with them about this. We're working on this at home. And so I just find it a great way to just sort of hit some of those behavior skills and inform parents of how things are going. A lot of times the behavior will correlate with failing grades because I do record the number of failing papers, or I'll just write none. This is really so that students can't take those failing papers out and hide them from parents. Even though parents have access to student grades digitally, they don't always check. And so this is one way to say, hey, you might want to check in with your student here. What I love about this is it's all editable, so you can change it to fit your needs. And one of the things I have thought about including for next year is sort of I have an off task, or stays on task, but I might include like a playing and goofing off type of work habit, because that tended to be the issue with my group this year. I probably should have updated it in the middle of the year because of course I'll have different students. And then I have a completes work in a timely manner. I would like to kind of separate, like, because some students don't get their work done and then some students rush through their work, and I want to be able to communicate both those to parents, so I'm going to probably tweak that a little bit too. And then the back has space for me to communicate more to parents or for them to communicate to me. I just find it's a really easy way to have that extra, hey, this is happening. Parents can write a little, can you tell me why this grade was that type of thing. But I've used this system for so many years. It works really well. I like that it goes for a whole quarter. So I only have to do one weekly report paper every quarter. I collect them at the end of the quarter and save them with my little paper grade book that I have. And then I have all the documentation. So a parent cannot come to me and say, why did my child fail? So, and if they don't sign it, I will write no signature and the date when I am filling out the next one. So parents know like they had all this time to do it and it didn't get signed. A lot of parents will go back and re-sign if they missed it. It happens. I don't hold kids accountable. At the beginning of the year, I award a dojo point for them bringing it back the next day or two. I always give grace when it comes to this because this is a parent responsibility, not necessarily a student responsibility. Now, if I notice there haven't been several signed in several weeks in a row, I will have a conversation with the kid and say, what's happening? And a lot of times the kid is just forgetting to give it to the parent. So I might shoot a dojo message or email just saying, hey, please check your child's book bag for their Thursday folder. Sometimes though, the kid is like, I leave it out, but my mom just forgets to sign it. And if that's the case, like life happens, I'm not going to hold the student responsible for the parent not able to sign it. I don't make a big deal out of that. So I just have a basket that I sit on my table every Friday. And part of our morning routine on Fridays is for students to turn in their Thursday folders. And then again, if they forget it, I say bring it Monday. I usually get them back by Monday. When I go to redo the following week, if I'm missing one, I just ask. 90% of the time it's in their folder or in their book bag, and they just get it out and it's usually signed. Sometimes it's not, but again, I don't make a huge deal. I just document that there wasn't a signature on this date and I move on, so that if that parent comes and says, I haven't seen this, I say, well, here's all the dates I sent it home and it was returned unsigned. And so then they can have a conversation with their child about it to figure out what's going on, but it doesn't fall on me as not sharing information. I worked at a school once where the policy was parents should not be surprised about students' grades. There are no surprises about students' grades. And so we had to really be on top of things. And so I sort of have kept that policy because it makes sense. Like it shouldn't be shocked at report card time that your child is not doing well. The only reason you would be shocked is if you haven't been checking the Thursday folder or checking the grade book access that parents have. And at the beginning of the year, I'm constantly, or even towards the end of a quarter, I'm reminding, like, don't forget to check parent backpack so that you can see what your child's missing. I just sort of still hold that policy of parents should not be shocked when report card time comes. I would love for you to share below in the comments what kind of system you use for returning student work or any organization tips you have when it comes to this stuff. Share in the comments below so we can all learn from each other. And if you're interested in seeing more detail about how I organize student materials, check out the video that's on your screen now.